Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an unboxing where we unbox some MVP stuff and some DISCRAFT stuff. You guys seem to like the unboxing videos, so I figured I'd make this type of video whenever I get a pretty big shipment in, so you guys can see what a small disc golf store owner like myself gets in their shipments. So first we'll start with the DISCRAFT stuff. I was actually hoping, I opened this briefly before this video, I was hoping this was going to be the fused buzz saws, but those are actually coming in on Thursday. I think this video will be made either on Tuesday or Wednesday, but figured let's unbox it anyway. It's a bunch of stock stuff from DISCRAFT. Let's see what I got. First things I see on the top are some drives. What I do know about it is that they make some pretty sick colorways. I'm not sure if DISCRAFT's been introducing some swirls into its plastic as of recently, but this stuff is looking super clean. And if you know me, you know I like a lot of swirls in my plastic. I think it makes discs look unique. But yeah, those were some drives. Next in the box, let's see what I got. It seems like I got a handful of scorches. Flippier 11 speed, 11.6 -22. I've thrown these a few times, and a couple of the times I've thrown it, they're actually a little bit more stable than usual. I would say that these look pretty standard though. They have a lot sharper of a wing than your average disc, it seems like to me. So it feels like pretty sharp in your hand. Some people do like that where the disc pushes up into their hand, but got some scorches. Next, I got a handful of Nuke SS's. These discs I actually didn't stock when I first opened my disc golf store, but when I did in my last shipment, they seem to be very popular. So I figured I put a few more in my rack. I only bought 3 here, but very cool disc. I'm assuming this disc is pretty flippy. But so these, I have some Nuke SS's, and then I ended up getting some zones as well, some regular ESP, and some Z Flex. I believe they only had a few of these left. Z Flex zones were super popular, and they actually ran out. And I think they just found some in their warehouse or something. So I have a few of these left. These ran out super fast when I first opened up my shop. So although these are all the same color, I'm assuming it's because they have so few left. I have those. And then, like I said, the ESPs. These are pretty puddle topped. They're not as puddle topped as the ones I have in my store, but this one's pretty puddle topped as well. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the colorways look amazing. Oh, actually, I got 4 of these. I didn't even realize that. The Z Flex. Zone. Can't go wrong with the zone. Got 7 of those. Next, I have Meteors. Meteors are a disc I definitely recommend heavily to discs for beginners or people looking to get a little bit of drift out of their mid-ranges. And so I got a bunch of these. I really like the colorways. Pretty sweet. If you're looking for that type of mid-range, I highly recommend trying one out. This one's actually really flat, which is kind of surprising. It might be the first flat Meteor I've ever seen. This one, a little bit domier. And let's see, any other cool colors? Yeah, this light blue is very cool, as well as the red. Red with a little white swirl. Man, DISCRAFT's actually killing it with the swirls lately. I hope they continue to do it throughout 2025. What else do I have? I got some cranks. Crank, similar to that Nuke SS, is something I didn't stock at first, but a lot of people that came into my shop were like, where are the cranks, where are the Nuke SS's? So bought a few, and they were quite popular. So restocked a few of those. Kind of got a gray swirl, kind of like pinkish swirl on this one, and then like a cloudy purple white swirl. Haven't tried either of those discs out, so be curious to see how they fly, but I'm assuming they're pretty flippy. Next, I got a few Nukes. You know much about the Nuke. It's just DISCRAFT's probably signature distance driver. A lot of pros throw it. I got one in the green, kind of this like pearly, kind of like pearl, maybe light red swirl. This one's honestly a really sick color. And then the light blue with the light blue stamp. Personally, I am not a fan of wider rim discs, but I am obviously in the minority as a lot of people throw Nukes. Next, I have a couple of DISCRAFT Heats. Heat is another pretty popular DISCRAFT disc. at my shop. Flippy 9-speed, kind of like it's a pretty typical slot in most manufacturers' lineup. Roadrunner, Sidewinder, and Innova. We have the Virus from Axiom. I think it's Impulse for MVP, Falk for Casaplast, and so on and so forth. But I got a couple more of these. Let's see what else I have. Oh, more zones. So I actually ended up, oh my goodness, never mind. I actually have way more zones than I thought. I was totally wrong. So they actually gave me a few colorways. I got the pink with the purple stamp. I think they only had max weight left, so got those for max weight. And then I got a few more zones. Got the neon green goblin right here. Pretty flat, slightly puddle topped. And I have the purple swirl. This is probably one of the coolest ones I've seen. Purple and blue, kind of my favorite colors. So if I threw zones, I would definitely bag this. Let's see, what else do I have? Obviously, I couldn't order more DISCRAFT without getting a few more buzzes. Buzzes, definitely one of the more popular mid-ranges at my shop. Either the most popular or just behind the Hex. Can't go wrong with the buzz. These are pretty flat, maybe slightly domey. Yeah, these all have a little bit slight dome to it. Got some cool colorways. Got the purple swirl, red swirl, and this one is actually really flat, probably a little bit stable, is this orange swirl. Or kind of like orangey pink swirl, the blue stamp. So that's sweet. And lastly, I think this is lastly, I got a bunch of Buzz SS's, Z Buzz SS's. These are super popular in my shop. I'm not sure, I'm assuming it's because the Z plastic is slightly more stable. The Buzz SS still gets that drift to the right, but it kind of wants to fight back at the end and maybe retains its stability for a little bit longer. But regardless, they are pretty popular. So I got a couple purple ones here. I have a yellow, neon yellow one here. Pink with a green pixel stamp. Another neon green one. And kind of like a lavender-esque. Yeah, like dark lavender with the pink heart stamp. So these are all pretty sweet. That was the entire DISCRAFT order. I think that was just shy of, I don't know how many discs that was. Maybe it's like 60-ish discs. I ordered this, like I said, with the fused buzzsaws. I think I ordered a solid amount of those. Thanks to everyone that pre-ordered. And if you haven't pre-ordered, I still have them available for pre-order. But regardless, I have them coming in on Thursday. So those will be up by this Friday for sure. And if you guys don't know, like I said, I own my own disc golf shop called Disc Zone in Santa Cruz, California. All of these discs that I'm showing you will be posted by the time this video comes out. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link in bio below. But let's open some MVP stuff. As you can tell by the box, it's a much bigger order. In this order, I believe I have the Eagle McMahon Cosmic Neutron Ranges and the Jeremy Koling Particle Glow Proton Tempos. And those will release February 12th. I've had a solid amount of people pre-order for me. I appreciate all your support. If you want to get your hands on one, make sure you pre-order one before I run out because they've been going quick. Let's open this up. So I got a bunch of random stuff I know because this is just a huge restock. This looks like a paradox. So I got a few paradoxes. I got this white paradox, this greenish with the teal rim paradox. These have been super popular beginner mid-ranges or discs that people just want to have fun hyzer flipping. Similar to the Rolo, it's really flippy. So if you want looking for a disc like that, try out a paradox. I also got, oh Lord, I ended up getting some soft envies, and I could already tell this is a straight highlight. As a disc golf store owner, I don't really have the option of picking colors for majority of manufacturers, MVP and DISCRAFT included. So when I get stuff like this, this is just the holy grail. I mean, not sure if you can see that on my camera, but colorway is quite fire. I rarely see swirly stuff for regular neutron plastic, but typically when I get stuff in like this, it goes really quick. So soft envies. I also have a kind of pretty cool turquoise swirl one. I have a couple neon green ones and another turquoise one. Soft envies, really stable. at first, and they beat up pretty nice. Once you throw them for 4 or 5 months, they'll fly a little bit straighter, but really stable right out the box. Let's see. I also got a slightly newer release, or not newer release, but I'm glad they came back with it. It was the Fission Teslas. I've actually never heard of many people throwing these. I know one local guy who's sponsored by MVP. I think I threw his Fission Tesla or his Plasma Tesla. Since Teslas are kind of a little bit more overstable than the numbers say, I'm kind of wondering if this will be a little bit straighter, maybe fly a little bit further than the typical neutron or proton Teslas. But I do have some pink ones. They seem to be pretty flat pink. I have a few gray ones in there, and then this one looks like a kind of tannish color. Feels really good in the hand. Honestly, this Fission plastic, I'm not sure if I just don't throw much Fission plastic, but it does feel super grippy and really tacky. Especially this Tesla just feels comfortable. I think since there's a little bit of dome, most Teslas are super board flat normally, that this just feels like a different disc. But I got some of those. Black on black atoms. This is actually a custom order, so thanks to MVP for sending me these for one of my customers, but these look super clean. I think that's probably one of the coolest colorways you can get. What else do I have in here? I have some proton deflectors. This one is kind of like gold swirl with a little bit of sparkle in it. So that's pretty cool to see. And then I got an aqua colored one. If you're looking for a mega beefcake overstable utility mid-range, this is your disc. Can't go wrong with the super overstable mid-range. Next, I only ended up getting, I believe, a couple of trails. So I got this turquoise one and orange one. I probably should have bought more of these as I'm down to 3 or 4 left on my site, but this will add a couple to the list. Next, I have a good amount of orbitals. And so these are discs actually that a couple of people have come into my shop and asked for. This is a disc that's 11.5, negative 4.51, so kind of like an end of a Mamba or a DGA Sail. Pretty understable disc from what I've heard, and I had a couple people ask me, actually more than a couple people asked me to get me some of these, so I figured I add them to the shop. So I got a couple cool colors, orange, reds, purples. I even have a bunch more in here actually, just realized. I have a blue one, white ones. So these will be up on my site pretty soon. Add another new mold to my website and my store. And lastly, in this box, I have a couple glitches. Holy, probably one of the swirlier glitches I've seen in a little while. This isn't by any means super unique, but it is super cool. Glitches, definitely one of the best selling discs on my site. Can't go wrong with a glitch. And that was just one box, and feels like I've just unboxed a billion discs. So let's see, let's open another one. Whoa. Next box, and then I have another box. This is all Axiom stuff, it looks like. Start here. Okay, a few more paradoxes. Okay, another one that's super swirly. Favorite colors as well. This one is clean. That looks super nice. And then we got a white one as well. So a couple more paradoxes. Let's see, what do I have here? Are these soft proxies? Oh yeah, so this is the crown jewels right here. Soft proxies, if you've seen my videos, Manny is throwing soft proxies and regular neutron proxies all over the place. By far my favorite throwing putter. They go pretty straight and then get a little bit of fade at the end. This one has some swirls right on the rim right here, as you can see. Jeez, man, these, if MVP starts making slightly swirlier stuff, I would love it. But got a couple, an orange one, got like a mint swirl colored one. This is a gem as well. I have a tealish one here, purple, light blue, purple, and I kind of got like a pink swirlish one here. Pink, kind of see some white swirls in there as well. These typically sell really fast, and for good reason. MVP typically doesn't at least up until recently, doesn't really stock a lot of their stuff consistently. I'm assuming because manufacturing this stuff is extremely difficult. So just to let you know, it's really hard sometimes for them to consistently make certain molds. I'm lucky I got a fresh stack of soft proxies. Next in this list, I have a bunch of neutron rhythms, which is a kind of like an understable, slightly understable 7-speed. These discs were extremely popular at my store, sold out pretty fast. I think since MVP is kind of known for not having super understable stuff, normally the flight numbers are slightly more stable than what they say. I think the neutron rhythm was popular because people were trying to experiment with slightly more understable stuff to see how it flies. And since their Crave is so popular, they figured they'd try kind of like a rhythm. So got a couple cool colorways here. Let's see, got a couple oranges, all pretty cool. These ones are slightly domey. I don't remember if rhythms before weren't domey, but I've mentioned this in MVP unboxings before. I noticed that MVP's just been making their stuff slightly more domey. I have yet to figure out the reason why. I'm not sure if the processing is different or anything, but if you have any insight, please let me know. I'm always curious to learn about that type of stuff. Next, I got a few neutron wraths. These were quite popular at one point in my store. These are super cool colorways, by the way. These fly, I've heard, a little bit more understable than what the numbers say, even though the numbers are slightly more stable than the Neutron Tesla or the Tesla mold itself. If you're looking for something that flies kind of straighter, try out a Neutron Wrath. I'm not sure if every Neutron Wrath is straighter, but you try one out. Next in here, I got a bunch of Neutron viruses, or excuse me, Proton viruses. The Neutron viruses I couldn't restock, and those were super popular from MVP, so figured I'd get the Proton virus. Might be a little bit more stable since it's in this Proton plastic, but that might make it a little bit more usable. But I have some cool colorways here. Got a neon green, another neon green one, similar rim. Got an kind of like a pinkish, like salmon colored with green swirl rim. And got this kind of like cloudy blue virus. The Proton plastic has been feeling really good. The blend, I don't know if it's just the temperature in this house right now, but it feels really good in my hand. I'm not sure if it's different. I doubt it's a different plastic blend, but it's just my first thoughts. And I also obviously had to get some pyros. These probably the most popular overstable or stable mid-range at my shop, not just in this Proton plastic, but also in the Prism Neutron plastic. So these have been going like hotcakes, so I figured I'd just stock up. I got this super cool pink on pink one. This one's amazing. And that kind of does it for this box. I also, sorry, I didn't even notice these two discs, but I also have a couple Electron Envies in here in purple. I couldn't get Electron Envies for a little while. I think I could only get them in like super lightweight plastic. So I'm glad they brought back some heavier weights. And lastly, I have the last box here for this MVP box. And if I could open the box, that would be helpful. There you go. And it's more Axiom stuff. So that is exciting. Looks like a lot of putters. I don't know why my video cut out there, but basically in that last box, I had a bunch of baseline putters. So Electron Envies, regular Electron plastic. It's been a while since I've stocked these because I don't believe they had any max weights. So I kind of just waited so I can buy a plethora of them. But I have a bunch of cool colorways. Got some, this one really stood out to me a bunch. Got the purple with the purple swirl rim. So this one's really cool. I also got a crap load of proxies. So, and I believe pixels. No, these are all proxies because I ran out of everything Electron proxy. These are softs, regular, and firm. So a couple cool ones there. I really like the black, so that one's pretty sweet. And kind of got this cool lavender one. But basically a huge plethora. Also, really cool pink swirl one. Huge plethora of electron proxies, and also got some pixels. And I only got the electron soft pixels because I have a bunch of regular electron and a handful of electron firm ones. So got some of these, pretty cool. The white is probably the cleanest look for the pixel in my opinion. And I like the purple swirl rim on that one. And yeah, that kind of does it for NB hidden. That kind of does it for that full box. Like I said, just a bunch of baseline putters. And then now we can kind of move on to our last box. Is this what I think it is? No, this is another box. Well, let me double check to see. This looks suspicious. This looks like it's some new stuff. And it is. So, in this box, and I also have another box in here as well, contains the Eagle McMahon Cosmic Neutron Ranges and the Jeremy Koling Particle Glow Proton Tempos. I sadly can't show them to you. I wish I could, but these will be coming out January 12th, I believe. I have these here. I bought a solid amount. I bought at least 2 boxes worth of these, so if you want to check them out, I still have them available for pre-order. There are not many left, but I'm just overall really excited for the release of this disc. I think it'll be a good one. Excuse me for that voice crack. I think it'll be a solid release, especially with Jeremy Koling on the team and the ending of Eagle McMahon's Elemental series. I'm excited to see what's to come, but I'll definitely be coming out with a review of these discs sometime soon in the near future, so you guys can get an understanding of how this disc flies. So yeah, but that kind of does it for this video. I appreciate you guys all for watching. Really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. There are freaking stacks of discs around me. I really enjoyed myself. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me and my business. If you want to support, I'll leave the link to my website below. Besides that, thank you all for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.